Hey guys, Catherine here, showing you today how I am making another charm for one of my fandoms. I am a huge nerd, and I do happen to love Doctor Who, so I would like to make a Tardis. So I've prepared a bit of clay in Tardis blue, and I have kneaded it fully, and this is more clay than I'm going to need for one of these charms. So I'm just going to pull off a piece of that and start working with a smaller piece and see what that gets me. I put off making this for a very long time because I really want to do it justice, and I wanted to gain a bit more skill in working with Sculpey before I tried it out. I feel like I've gotten about to all I'm going to get, and I still don't feel confident that I'm going to be able to make a TARDIS to the specifications that I would like, but I know for a fact that I will never make a TARDIS if I don't sit down and make one. So this is my attempt at making a TARDIS. I think what I'm going to do is start by just making the blue box shape, and I've more or less got it now. Actually, I might want it a little bit thinner because I do want it to be of about of the size of the other charms. So I want it to be tall and slender, and this is going to be my base that I'm going to be working with. Alright, now this is too tall, but it is about the same size of the other charm, so that's going to work. I'm just turning it from side to side and pressing it down to create a flat side on the bottom edge, the side that's pressing against the table, because I know that the table is flat-ish. There we go, and then I'm going to grab my bit of aluminum flashing that I use for a cutter and cut the bottom off and square that up, and then turn it to the other side and cut the top off and square that up. There we go. Alright, so that gives me a tiny blue box, which is going to be the base that I can be working along with. Trying to give it as crisp of edges as possible while keeping it fairly uniform. Alright, and then what I'm going to want to do is take one of these cut off pieces and sort of smush it a little bit flatter, because that is what's going to form my base. And then I will just set that aside for now because I'm not ready to stick it on or cut it yet. What I want to do at this point is put in the embellishments for the sides of the box. So I'm going to use just the edge of a toothpick and drag it down the center of each of the sides. There we are. And then drag it down the center around the middle. And then divide the top and bottom into halves by doing the exact same thing. There we go, top and bottom. And that will give me my panels for the doorway. Now I do want to start putting the roof on, so I'm going to go and just define the roof by putting my toothpick along the top edge and pressing in just a little bit so that it gives it a lip, because the top of the Tardis has this sort of stepped up tiered thing, if you can see that at the top. And then the top panel has windows on them, but I think I'm going to do that and the sign on the door by painting them on afterward, because they are a different color than the blue. So I'm going to now define the corners. Go and just do the exact same thing as I have been doing. Take my toothpick, drag it down the side. Only right on the corner this time. There we go. Okay. Now I've got this tiny itty bitty bit of yellow, but I still think that's too much yellow. So I'm going to separate it off even further and then take and roll it into a ball. And then take that ball and roll it into a cylinder and flatten out the tops and the bottoms because I want it to be a nice short squat cylinder. And stick it on the top. Press it down. And then stand it back up again because it kind of squished, which I should have really expected. But actually, yeah, using the side of the toothpick to give it that caged look, because the light on the top has a sort of like wire cage around it. It's a traditional way of doing lights, and I don't know what it's called, but I know what it looks like, and I can simulate it with the toothpick. And then take an even smaller, bittier bit of blue and roll that into a ball. Actually, that's going to need to be more than that. Go roll that into a ball. And then see if I can't kind of make it into a cone shape. Which actually I kind of can. Not too bad, sort of pyramid-y, but I'll take it. And put that right on top of the light. Press it down without squishing it, hopefully. Sort of, kind of. And now for the base. Stick it on the base. Press it down on each of the sides from the top down evenly. And then take and square the base off so that it's just wider than the box herself. Oop. Without just tossing everything around and over. There we go. All right. And that's about what I'm going to be able to get before baking and painting. So I'll put the eye pin in and I'll set it aside to bake, and then I'll paint the sign and the windows on the front. I can straight down through the light. There we go. And there we have it. I'm just going to keep fiddling with it. If you haven't learned by now, if you don't stop yourself, you just keep going. Anyway, there we go. A tiny Tardis. Ooh. Tiny Tardis charm. That's what I did today. I look forward to hearing what you guys are doing today. I'd be happy to hear from you in the comments below. Go ahead and let me know what you're up to, and I will see you next time. Oh, and yes, please remember to subscribe. Bye!